Walk a mile in these Louboutins, but
Hey
they
guys,
don't
it's
wear these
Lynn.
shits where I'm
So
from.
today I'm gonna be doing a what happened in 2013 video for me. Um, well, I guess it's not for me. Well, what happened in 2013 involves me. um, so I guess I'm just gonna kind of begin by going over my graduation, my starting college. I know I kind of went through it with you in my last video. Um, and then I'm also going to let you know about my best friend that was actually missing for 3 months. So yeah, first off, I actually graduated high school, and for those of you that know me personally and know me kind of in real life, I guess you could say, um, I didn't think I was going to graduate high school for a very long time. I basically dropped out of high school like my junior year, the beginning of my junior year. I had 63 absences in the first semester. I had over 120 hours of detention. I couldn't even tell you how many days of ISS I had to do. And I was very, very lucky to not be tagged with truancy. Um, I was just going through a lot of issues with bullying, harassment, alienation, and oh, I couldn't even tell you how bad my junior year was. Um, so right about Christmas time, my junior year, I finally went to school. I got all dolled up. I basically told most of my teachers to go fuck themselves and handed in my books, said goodbye to a couple of friends, and I sat on my ass and I played games all day, every day, other than work, until the start of my second semester, in which I transferred to the Wyndham ALC, which is the Alternative Learning Center. It's officially called the Red Rock Ridge Alternative Learning Center. And before any of you say anything about alternative learning centers and their reputations, especially around here, yeah, they've got a reputation, but honestly, a reputation is what everybody else makes of it. I know that I viewed the ALC as as assholes last chance. That's honestly how I viewed it for a very long time. But I was faced with either don't graduate high school or go to the ALC, suck it up, deal with it, graduate, and not ever have to look back. Um, when I started at the ALC, I did have a few friends there, a few people I knew and had hung out with and interacted with that I thought were close to me, and some of them still are. Obviously, with any high school, there's going to be drama. There's going to be people you don't get along with. Not all personalities are meant to, meld together properly. So it was really not a good start, I guess, but I don't regret it at all. I was 6 credits behind in high school when I left, and when I left Jackson, and when by the time I graduated from the ALC on May 17th of 2013, I had gotten my GPA up from a .6 when I left Jackson to a 3.1, and I actually graduated with more credits than what my home district Jackson required. So I really enjoyed that. Um, by the end of my senior year, I finally had kind of realized who is in my safety net and who I can count on to be there when I need them. And I I can't even begin to explain the amazing experience I had at the ALC. The teachers really want to get to know each student on a more personal level because they realize that you can't teach everybody in a uniform way, especially if, I mean, the ALC there's requirements you have to meet. You have to have at least 2 of like 6, I think, requirements to be able to be eligible to be enrolled at any ALC, as far as I know, at least in Minnesota. You have to be either way behind in credits, um, truancy, pregnancy, drug abuse, and basically juvenile delinquency, I guess you could say. For me, I had another one, which was being severely bullied. So I had I had fallen behind in credit, so I had that, and I also had the bullying. So I was able to be there, and the teachers really did get to know you on a more personal level, because you can't teach a child or a teenager that has been severely bullied and basically told that they're stupid, like the class genius. You can't teach everybody the same, and the teachers really took the time to get to know their students on a more personal level, which really, really helped me. Um, I made the two most amazing friends in the world, Katie Scamp and Anessa Grunig. I absolutely love you guys, and I don't know what I would do without you. Um, I don't know. I don't know. um, but yeah, after uh, after I got out of high school, I worked my ass off over the summer, and I got enrolled in college. And that right there was even more astonishing than graduating high school. Um, just because, it's like I'm blowing everybody away. The people that know me around here are like, no, she'll never graduate. She'll never get enrolled in college. She'll never go anywhere. She'll never do anything. And right now, I'm holding a 4.0 in college. And I have college credit from before I was even a junior in high school. So um, I have also successfully held a job longer than most people I know that are my age. Um, I don't know. I never I never dreamt that I would be here today. And now that I am, I'm so proud of myself. And I just don't know what to do, you know. College was tough. I only had to go to school 3 days a week on campus. Otherwise, my all of my other classes were Monday through Friday online. And they're kind of like an on your own time type deal. So, you know, I did it and I worked, and most people are like, well, you can't work a full-time job and take 12 credits of school and be able to balance it and be able to, stay stress-free. And, it's like, well, yeah, you can. You just have to be that dedicated. You have to set aside the time to study and set aside the time to work and set aside when you are supposed to, have a little bit of a breather and have some free time. Um, for me, my studies came easy. School's always come easy to me, but you know. Also in 2013, I got my braces off. And yes, I do have a retainer, and I don't wear it as often as I should, and I probably should, but oh well. um, I also bought my own first car. It was used, and I paid $1,800 for it. I used the money I got from my graduation, and I got my own car, and it's amazing, and I love it. I also hit a deer with my car. Yeah, in like October or November. I was on my way back from Worthington. I had gone to Walmart and picked up a few things, and I was on my way back, and I was right at the exit off of I-90 to Highway 86. I was just past the on-ramp to 86, and that's where I had stopped after a deer seriously came right on my car. Thank God my windshield didn't break, because I am so sick of having to repair windshields after my freaking Pontiac. Um, but it pushed the hood up about 6 inches. You couldn't open the hood normally without breaking the windshield. My bumper cover was totally fucked. My grill was totally fucked. My license plate was like seriously a squished up ravioli noodle. It was like an accordion, maybe. Terrible. Um, but thankfully, oh, and my headlight assembly too on the passenger side. Thankfully, it didn't do any internal damage, and because I was so close to Lakefield where my dad lives, I just called him up and I was like, hey, I hit a deer. Obviously, I wasn't that calm because I had never hit a deer before. I was like freaking out and hyperventilating, and my mom was at work. So I called my dad first, and he didn't answer. So then I called my mom's work, and I'm like, okay, Deja, I, okay, Berga, I need to talk to my mom right now. Like, right now. And I just started bawling. I was like, I hit a deer in my car. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what to do. My hazard lights are on. Blah, blah, blah. She's like, are you hurt? Are you hurt? I was like, no, I'm fine. I'm just fucking scared. The airbag didn't even go off. And oh my God. I was like freaking out. And then I called my dad, and he's trying to get me to explain to him where he's at. My mom left the house, left work without even clocking out, and didn't even know where I was. She had to call me back to find out where I hit the deer because she was just driving. And Dad was like, shut up, calm down, breathe, tell me where you're at. And so he came with his truck, and he actually backed down the exit and then came to my car, and he looked underneath it and everything. I actually shut my car off myself. So, he looked underneath it and to make sure that nothing was leaking or anything, that the radiator hadn't been hit, that there wasn't anything wrong with it. So he started up the car and he backed it up to where he could get onto the exit. And I drove his truck to his house. He drove my car, and Mom had come down I-90 the other way and did a super illegal U-turn, came back, met us, and then went back to my dad's with us. And he actually got the whole car repaired for under $150. And he's a mechanic, so obviously he did it himself, but he was able to go down to Grab and Go in Spencer. And he got a hood, a bumper cover, 2 headlight assemblies, a hood clip, a new cable for the hood release, and um, a grill, and a couple other things I don't even know. For all under $150, and it only took him a week to do it. So, I wasn't out of a car for too long. Yeah, that was pretty exciting. What is even more amazing is that the bumper cover and the hood that he got is the same color as my car, so I don't have like a major deer slayer helmet anymore. Or helmet. I don't have a major deer slayer car at all, so I'm like super happy about that. Um and then I guess the last really like commemorative or memorial or whatever kind of thing that happened in 2013 was on July 29th. My best friend was reported missing, and she lived in Spencer at the time. She was living with her dad, and her dad called her mom and was like, hey, have you seen Brina? And she's like, no. Well, her dad hadn't seen her in like 48 hours or something, and so she was reported missing as an endangered missing runaway. Actually, she was reported as an endangered kidnap victim, or an endangered missing child or something like that, and then she was reported as a runaway after they had talked to so many people and whatever. It wasn't until November 20th that she was found at her boyfriend's house in Spencer. Her boyfriend and his mom and grandma or grandfather were all arrested for harboring a minor runaway and multiple other things. I'm not even sure exactly all of what they were charged with, but Brina was okay. She is okay. She was able to come back to her mom's house and her mom and her stepdad's house for that weekend. It was like a Thursday or a Friday, I think, that she was found. And for me, I'll show you something. Like, it had gotten to the point where there were so many reports of her being seen so many different places, and then there was a suspicion of her being in Worthington, which is where I was schooling. So I actually made up missing picture or missing child things with her description, and I was able to have them hung up at the school. And by no doing of these was she found, but she was found 2 or 3 days later. I know I took them in on a Friday, came back Monday, and they were hung up. They had to be approved through the school. And then I think it was like that Thursday or Friday, that she was found. We were all worried sick about her. She didn't take her phone. She didn't take her glasses. She didn't have any money. We didn't know where she was staying, who she was with. We didn't know if she was even alive. I had put my nose in business I probably shouldn't have. I worked pretty closely with her mom and the police officers here in town that were covering her case. And I probably did some technology hacking of accounts that probably wasn't so legal. But I wasn't under the instruction of anybody, and nobody else needs to know that. But anyway, yeah, she is found. She is found. She is healthy. She's okay. Um, she's on track, getting getting her life straightened out now. There was no drugs involved, and if anybody is watching this that knows about this case, don't talk about anything that has to do with this case if you do not know what was going on. I was in communication with her mom and her stepdad the whole time she was missing, the whole time. And what I know is what I know. I'm obviously not saying everything because not everybody needs to know everything. Um, this is just something that was very commemorative of 2013, something that was a big part of my life. And if you don't know what you're talking about, just don't talk, because honestly, if you don't know, then it's obviously none of your business. So just don't. That's it. Um, yeah. um, so as 2013 stands, it was a pretty good year for me. Um, you know, I had some heartbreaks and light at the end of the tunnel, and apparently that light burnt out. I guess I'm kind of coming into the realization that I'm perfectly fine being single. And as much as I hate that, it's just something I'm going to have to deal with, because so far, none of the guys that I've been in a relationship with have proven to be anything more, have not proven to be anything more than a pretty face, a snake. I don't know. But if you are measuring the good and the bad, the good definitely outweighs the bad. So I guess I just gotta live and learn, right? So yeah, this is what kind of happened in my 2013. So if you guys would maybe share, I'd love to hear what you guys what happened with you guys in 2013. I'm really not sure with the whole Google Plus thing now. I'm not really sure how the whole video response thing works, or the comments really. So if you can leave a video response, that'd be awesome. I'd love to hear what you guys did in 2013. And leave comments. I will also be doing, well, I want to do a Q&A video. So if you guys have any questions, I know I've gotten a couple, but not enough to make a whole video out of. So if you guys have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. You can ask me on Facebook. You can ask me on Twitter. You can message me here on YouTube. So yeah.
I'm trying to let you know what the fuck that
I hope you guys had a wonderful 2013. And
2 feet in
I
the
hope you
red
guys
dirt,
have
school
an
skirt,
inspired
sugar
2014.
cane, back
See you later.
lane. Free job took years to save, but I got a ticket on that plane. People got a lot to say, but don't know shit about where I was made or how many floors.